Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. Welcome back to another episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is Anarchy Rulz. That's right, our pay-per-view thing. It is Saturday, week 3 of October, 1999, and we are here. Yeah, the big pay-per-view. A lot of big stuff tonight. Number 1 contenders match in the main event. Tazz versus Rob Van Dam. Who's going to face Raven for that ECW World Heavyweight Championship at November to Remember? We've got the World Television Championship on the line as Kurt Angle looks to regain his championship against Mikey Whipwreck. Tag team belts on the line as the Stormtroopers look to defend against the Dudley Boyz. We've got the conclusion of the Sabu Abyss brawl as they brawl a lot. We've got Chris Jericho taking on Shane Douglas. I think that's it. I'm not forgetting anything, am I? I don't think so. I think we got one match that I've thrown in there in order to kind of fill time, and I believe that's a Sandman match. I think it's Sandman versus Spike Dudley. We've also got Lynn making a big announcement tonight regarding something. Don't know what it is, but we'll see. Also, if you notice, I am being a bit louder than I was in the previous episode, mostly because I think I realized that I was a little bit too quiet, which sucks, because I was like, I think I finally got this whole audio thing down, and then I'm like, wait, no, I'm too quiet. I've got a bit of energy. It is, the 24th of June, and as of today, I am no longer a high school student. That's right. I'm done now with high school. I did it. Somehow. I survived. No, but, yeah, I'm kind of in that weird limbo where you're not a high school student anymore, but you're not really a university student. You're kind of just an 18-year-old. I don't know. Anyways, Anarchy Rulz. This is, well, I should preface also actually say, that means I'm on summer break now, which means I'm going to be working a lot more, but hopefully I will still have time to make these videos. I'm enjoying them. If you haven't noticed, the frequency of the recordings has increased a little bit at least. I've got a couple things in the backlog. I think episode 99 went up today. This is episode 101. Oh god, I wanted to, like, look away so I didn't get my full, like, sniff action, because I am still ill. Fantastic. I think I've been ill for about a week and a half now. It's great. It's fucking great. We are in the Landover Capitol Center, like we were for last episode's Hardcore TV. Without further ado, I just want to do it to it. So let's do it to it. We get a 50D plus to open up as Joey Styles and Chris Cruz welcome you all to Anarchy Rulz 1999. Basically runs down the card, basically the same effect that I just did. It's always weird, because I should run down the card here, but then I feel like I'll forget for some reason. I don't know what I think I'll forget. But anyways, yeah, our loyal comm boys, they're there, and they're doing the comms. Yep, that's a sentence. Moving forward, I believe we're opening with the tag team titles. We are, and it's quite a decent match. And about that had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The Stormtroopers defeated the Dudley Boyz in 2019. Whoa, 2019. When Lynn defeated Dvon Dudley by submission with a Canadian Maple Leaf, the Stormtroopers make defense number 1 of their ECW World Tag Team Championships. So this, overall, pretty damn good matchup. Pretty good stuff overall by these guys. Exactly kind of what I wanted. I'm imagining a hot opener that goes a little bit long, but a lot of kind of fun spots. Dudley's kind of obviously playing the bigger guys, where Storm and Candido kind of use their intelligence, I guess, to work against the other guys. So yeah, the Stormtroopers defend their championship successfully. Looks like they will be tag team champions going into November. Remember, obviously things can change. We have title matches on TV. That's not an impossibility, especially with things like the tag titles and television titles. World titles probably not as likely, but television, especially tag team titles, have been contested many times on TV. So there's no guarantee, but I'd say that's a pretty desirable outlook for the triple threat. And actually, afterwards, Bubba Ray and Dvon just get up, and they just keep fighting. they just keep fighting Storm and Candido until actually they end up laying them out with double 3Ds. So, like, imagine, like, push them both off the ropes, grab both of them, double flapjack into, like, a double cutter. You know what I mean? Like, kind of envisioning that. Yeah, laying out both of them. Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie look on from the outside, pretty upset, pretty, like, horrified, I'd say, maybe. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, Jesus, well, there's gonna be, like, no build for some of these matches, because, like, I don't structure these shows properly when they're not, November, Remember, so, obviously, I don't have any, like, video packages or anything, but we've got, Abyss taking on Sabu, and oh my god, Abyss beats him. In a decent match, Abyss defeated Sabu in 22-15 by pinfall to Black Hole Slam. Wow. Now listen, right, Abyss hasn't been with our company that long. I think he joined in kind of the early summer or so, but wow. He's beaten a main eventer, like a mainstay of this company. Hold on. There, I sniffled a lot. Anyways, Abyss picks up the win. It's a pretty good looking one too. These guys do a lot of brawling, a lot of fun spots from Sabu. Imagine the finish. I'm gonna hit you with this for the finish. Sabu springboards off the end, right? Like, so he springboards back into the ring. Not back into the ring, but from, like, the middle rope into the ring, and he's going for that hip attack that he does. I kind of described that before as hip attack, where he just lunges at you sideways and just tries to hit you with his hip in, like, your neck or something like that. And Abyss just actually catches him in that position, kind of on his side, and kind of just slightly spins Black Hole Slam, cover, 1, 2, 3, after a absolute bloody war, in which I assume both men are bleeding. Abyss has done it, and I think any of the concerns when he came in about, you know, Abyss just being a Kane ripoff, I think they are, I think they're quelled with this. I think it's a good enough showing, I hope. In my head, it's a very definitive showing that Abyss is a fucking badass. Like, he's able to give it and take it, though. He's a real fucking hot commodity. Percy Pringle looks on the outside, and just in awe and glory of his monster, he's done it. And Abyss goes to take advantage, actually. He's gonna lay out, he's gonna lay into Sabu even more when, from the back, armed with a kendo stick, Tommy Dreamer slides into the ring, you know, kind of bat flips a little bit, you know what I mean, kind of fake swing once or twice, and actually ends up warding Abyss off. Abyss has just gone through a big war. Percy Pringle beckons him over. He's like, nope, Abyss, come on, we're not doing this. Not now. You'll get yours, Tommy. You'll get yours. And Dreamer has defended Sabu. Dreamer kind of getting back to himself, I think, a little bit, you know. He's been winning matches. All of a sudden, now he's defending people. He's looking more and more like the Tommy Dreamer we know, which is great. It's always great to see kind of a guy hit his stride again and kind of figure himself out. We've got pretty decent match. It's a 74B-, as in a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Kurt Angle defeats Mikey Whipwreck in 16-15 by pinfall with an angle slam, as Kurt Angle wins back the ECW World Television Championship. I think everybody saw this coming, at least to some degree. Angle picks up the win, though. Pretty good stuff, I think. Pretty damn good match. Angle's in-ring performance is amazing for where he is at this point in his wrestling career. He's been wrestling for, like, I think less than a year. So he's pretty fucking phenomenal at the whole pro wrestling thing. 64Cs, we got a promo here from Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, he's in the ring, and he says, so if you've been following Hardcore TVs, which I know all of you have been, correct? Yes. I got a big announcement to make. November to Remember is going to be kind of special for me. Paul Heyman put out feelers all around the globe, and he's found me an opponent, and what Paul said to me is, in all honesty, one of the nicest things I've heard in a long time in pro wrestling. He just told me that he loved how hard I worked, the fact that I always tried to give 110%, which made me the perfect opponent for this guy. And I was kind of concerned at first, you know. We saw what happened with Hayabusa last year, and Hayabusa isn't totally my speed, right? I'm a wrestler and all. I'll do hardcore a little bit, but I'm a wrestler. I like pro wrestling. I like to grapple. I like to, you know, apply holds. It's just what I'm comfortable with. But when Paul told me who I was facing at November to Remember, I had to say yes. And so I'm proud to announce here and now that in 1 month's time in November to Remember, I will be taking on Jushin Thunder Liger. It's gonna be a fun one, folks. Catch you around. Okay, bye. Jerry Lynn drops a huge bombshell of an idea and just dips. Wow. I hope that match is somewhat enticing to people in their brains. I know, of course, we can't see it. But I always think in TEW, right, if an idea gets you excited, then you're doing your job right. You know what I mean? If I think Jerry Lynn versus Liger, and I'm like, ooh, that'd be nice. 99, that'd be nice. Then yeah, I think I'm doing my job pretty well. This is half decent, actually. 77B, and about that had superb wrestling and good heat. Chris Jericho drew with Shane Douglas in 24-10 when referee lost control and stopped the match. So, these guys are fucking going at it. Obviously, the two of them do not like each other. Shane Douglas is fighting like an animal. Like he's a cornered animal, because he feels like he is, right? He feels like Jericho's come in to take his spot, and he's not having that. Jericho obviously is angry at these accusations. So they have a pretty fucking rough match. For two guys who are kind of more flashy wrestlers. Jericho more with the high flying. Douglas kind of playing that charismatic brawler role I talk about sometimes. But these two go all out. And I think that, like, to finish this match, it's just two guys fucking knacker each other on the outside somehow. I don't know how. Whether you want to say, like, it's a big table spot or something to do with barbed wire or fire, whatever. I'll let you make up your own big, fantastic spot to wrap this up. But the spot happens. They're both laid out, and the ref kind of checks on them for a little bit, and he gives them, like, a minute, like, you know, and then kind of Paul Heyman comes out, and he kind of looks kind of distraught, and he's like, we're kind of running out of time. We're running out of time. And so the ref kind of just has to throw it out. But let's be honest, that's not the end of this feud. We're probably going to see a rematch come November to Remember. And Paul Heyman probably even kind of addresses the immediate crowd about that, who are probably pretty fucking angry, as they should be. They've been robbed of result, but I feel like with the 77B, the match that they got was almost pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, good enough, maybe, that it's not as stingy. Let's go with that. We got a 90, actually, in which literally I just kind of described that kind of Paul Heyman kind of announcing, like, shit, we kind of got to move on. Sorry, everybody. We're probably going to try to do this again sometime in the future. We got one more segment for our main event. Oh, sorry, it's a match. I forgot about the Sandman match. He defeats Spike Dudley in about 7:43 by pinfall with a flying leg drop. That's half decent. Good stuff. We got a promo from him with Woman. 54C-. Basically, Sandman just says who's next. You know what I mean? Like, still, like, line them up. I'll keep knocking them down. I'm on a roll. Bitch, I'm on a roll. Before our main event, we have a 56C- as Little Guido cuts promo, and he says, I am going to be champion. There's nothing anybody can do about it. I'm a dominant force in this ring. I'm a top grapple boy. I'm a technician through and through. And if you underestimate me, I'm going to kick your fucking ass or something like that. Anyways, main event time. So this is Tazz versus Rob Van Dam. And oh, God, I hope it's good. I hope it's really fucking good. Like, so fucking good. These are my top two characters in this save, kind of like throughout the entire thing. This is Rob Van Dam, the guy who's been champion. This versus Tazz, the guy who's been television champion for the longest time. These two are, in my head, like the two pillars of the company at the moment. the match is kind of a blend of Tazz's kind of suplex-heavy offense and Rob Van Dam's kick-heavy offense. So I imagine certain spots, like I imagine RVD goes for a Van Daminator. Shit, why do I not know RVD's skill set? The kick. The kick. You know, the kick. I'm pretty sure it's a Van Daminator. Anyways, he goes for a Van Daminator, and Tazz just ducks it enough to where he can get one leg under and kind of half and half suplexes him over his head onto his neck. Like, I like to think there's, like, RVD kind of reversing out of, like, maybe Tazz gets him for a German or something like that, and RVD kind of works his way out using, like, his flexibility or something like that, like, puts a leg up kind of through Tazz's arms and kind of pushes the arms down, maybe in the early on kind of ways. I think you can kind of see that. Like, if he brought his knee up, kind of broke through a little bit and then pulled it up high enough, because, like, RVD can do the splits, right? So he can kind of pull his knee up high enough to where he could put his foot onto one of Tazz's arms and kind of press it down to where he could break that hold. Anyways, finish the match. We heard it talked about. The test. By the way, your screen hasn't frozen or anything. I'm just, I'm waiting to see the results, and I'm kind of explaining the angles. So, finish the match. We heard about the test from Raven. He's talked a lot about, things changing or him proving some kind of point, whatever the hell he's talking about. Raven comes down to the ring, and he begins to kind of float around, and the two guys are totally locked into this match. They're not even paying attention. But there comes a point where the referee gets distracted by something. I don't know what the hell you want to say it is. Maybe CM Punk comes down and kind of stands near the archway. Maybe the ramp or something like that kind of distracts the ref enough for Raven to climb into the ring, kick Tazz in the gut. Boom, even flow DDT. And Rob Van Dam doesn't really know what's happening. He kind of starts to go over for the cover and kind of looks around and he's like, what the fuck happened? What the hell? And he looks over and there's Raven on the outside. And Raven looks at Rob and he says, pin him. Do it. Do it. No, but he says, pin him. Finish it. Or go up. Maybe he points to the turnbuckle or he points to him and he, 1, 2, 3. And Rob looks over at Raven. And he looks at the belt on Raven's shoulder. And Rob backs off. He from Tazz, he's looking down at Tazz, and he actually goes and he kind of sits in the corner. Kind of like what Raven does, and he looks at Raven. And he looks at Tazz. And he waits. He doesn't move. Slowly but surely, Tazz kind of makes it back on his feet and stares like an icy death stare into Raven on the outside. And then shoots a glance over to Rob Van Dam. And kind of shakes the cobwebs off. Nods at RVD. And the two continue the match. Until RVD goes up top. He's got it. He's got it in the fucking bag. He goes up top. Rob Van Dam. 5-star frog splash coming off the top. Tazz rolls out of the way. RVD lands right on his gut. And I imagine the height that RVD gets off this bounce is pretty fucking high, right? So RVD kind of bounces once, kind of up, and he kind of is able to land on his feet a little bit, maybe in like a kneeling position. And from there, that's pretty good. Tazz kind of runs up beside him, kind of scrambles to his feet, grabs him with a half Nelson suplex, tosses him over him, kind of rolls him a little bit for the pin, you know what I mean? Like a half Nelson, but he holds it, kind of rolls in a little bit for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Tazz is going to November to Remember to fight that man Raven. And 98 A-Star to close it out. Raven on the outside. He's kind of just stood there ever since the event has happened. And Tazz kind of stares at Raven, just points at him, points the belt, and leaves. And as Rob kind of sort of figures out what the hell's going on, he looks over at Raven, and Raven just shakes his head, disappointed. Rob Van Dam did the right thing. He, in a moment of immense character, shockingly for him, denied the opportunity to make money, to have that influence that he once had, to live out him and Regal's dreams of having an ECW full of great professional wrestlers. And he threw it away. He had it. It was right in front of him. Raven's test has come. And I think in Raven's mind, Rob failed. He failed that test. Raven wanted to expose Rob for what he was. He's a cheat. He only cares about money. He hates the company. But in a strange moment, Rob Van Dam gives up the chance to main event back-to-back November to Remembers. And maybe it's because he's lost twice. Maybe it's because, I don't know, in the moment he didn't want to play to Raven. Maybe it's not that big of a character change, but is the 2 losses to Raven, does that play into it at all? Maybe knowing that his best maybe isn't enough, and then maybe that if Tazz can't beat him clean, his best will? I'm not to say, I just write everybody's motivations. But I'll tell you this, as kind of everybody kind of starts to move away from the ring and kind of it's just Rob Van Dam left out in the ring, he looks out at the people. And Rob Van Dam finally gets it. Rob Van Dam finally understands why people do what they do in this company. Okay, I don't give a fuck about the bad turn. Fuck off. It's a good fucking turn. And he looks out at the crowd and he gives a bow. And he walks to the back. We get a 78B. Up in 11. Awesome. I want to talk to this many of my boys. Actually, I should probably talk to Rob because he's gonna be real pissed. So I have to hug him like a lot. I want to compliment on a good performance and praise on a great performance. Tazz seemed pleased, was happy. Whew. That's Anarchy Rulz. I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed the process of this kind of Rob Van Dam, I think, understanding the company finally. Kind of understanding why people would want to kill themselves. It's an energy. It's a vibe you get off the people in the crowd. And either which way, I think it's pretty fucking great that I was able to tell that story. Okay, sure, you can be hostile, you can die, I don't care. And overall, things are looking pretty good. So now, I do want to know this, though. So it wasn't 1,010% clean, because we called it like a distraction and it was just kind of a fuck finish. But for the most part, Tazz won clean. So I don't think either of their pops are really going to move. I know that Tazz was already at a 62 or whatever, and RVD actually went up to a 63. So pretty cool to see that, actually. Yeah, those are my guys, kind of, the two of them. If I was to say kind of who the 3 pillars are in this series, 1,010%, it's kind of out of original kind of guys, it's Rob. The four pillars, I guess, of the original kind of group would be Rob, Douglas, Sabu, Tazz. And then I've got like the crop of new dudes, right? With Angle, Jericho, Raven kind of being an older dude who came back. But yeah, RVD is a face. It's actually really random that I've never turned him face yet in this series. This is his first time being face. Ignore that contract. He won't re-sign for an exclusive bid. I'm going to just re-up it exclusively because he's loyal to me and he's got all his friends here. Why would he ever want to leave? And you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about that and cheating. You can fuck yourself, alright? I don't really give a shit. I've never given a shit. You can play TEW however you want to, and that's how I choose to play it, alright? I choose to play for story reasons and having fun booking the stories. We went up 2 pop points there in the tri-state, which is great. We're really still continuing to move right along on that. Good stuff in my opinion. So we gotta talk next big show, November to Remember. That's right. Yeah, we're gonna be doing, is there a different November to Remember thing, like even just to switch it up every once in a while? No, I don't think so. November, nope, I guess not. But yeah, we're gonna be doing November to Remember 1999. Yeah, wow, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I've got the card already planned out. I'll do this really quick live so you can see it. I always assumed we could get him. I never actually checked if we could get him, so it would have been really fucking bad, I think, if we weren't able to get him or something like that. We'll get him for 1 year or 2 appearances, because I want to do 1 match thing and maybe put him in, like, a segment or something like that. Not covered. Okay, whatever, 9 months, that's fine. I'm not going to use him more, so that's okay. I'll get Liger signed up to do the deal. He can face Jerry Lynn. Very excited about that. There's one more guy coming in to have. I only like to do 1 guest typically, but I kind of made a tradition, I think, accidentally in my head, of the television championship kind of being a belt that outsiders come for. So we're gonna have another Japanese junior coming for the television championship, and we'll reveal that over the next couple weeks. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot. Had a lot of fun booking this one. Had a lot of fun making this one. The RVD stuff is one of my favorite stuff. It's some of the favorite stuff I'm doing right now. And yeah, we're looking pretty fucking good, I think, coming out of this. So thank you all so much for watching, as always. I hope you all enjoyed. This is, as I hit save for no reason. I didn't even really want to do that. But anyways, it's Silly Talk. Signing out.